During our unit on Asian art, we're going to be creating some Japanese cherry blossoms, which are very prevalent in a lot of Japanese paintings and artwork. The first thing we're gonna do, we need to work on top of a painting paper because the ledger paper that we're gonna use is very thin. So that just needs to go right on top of the painting paper. We're making a nice tall vertical painting, and we're gonna use a black Sharpie to put your name in the lower left-hand corner and your class in the right-hand corner. Snap that cap, give it a nap. You have a plate of paints in front of you, and you have to share these with your table. They'll be right in the middle. So if you need to stand up today, that's fine. Just push your chair all the way in and work behind your chair while you're working so that everybody can move around the room. The first color everybody's gonna need is black, and that's the only color that we're gonna use with our paintbrushes today. Starting at the very bottom, and this is why we're working on that painting paper too, it's okay to get some paint on it. We're gonna push down a little hard with our brush so it's a nice thick line, but as we work our way up the paper, I want you to start to pull the brush up so that it starts to make a thinner line. Now, that looks pretty light to me, so we can go over that a second time. Again, we're gonna push the brush down a little bit, but as we work our way up the paper, we're gonna pull, 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 and we want this line to go almost to the very top, just like that. A little bit of roughness is actually okay since this is a branch. A lot of branches have some texture to them, so that's okay to leave it that way. When we're building the branches off of our main branch, we just simply want to touch here and kind of do the same thing. As you paint, you're touching large, then you're pulling up to make it kind of thinner at the top. What you do from there is just break branch by branch. Touch, pull up. Touch, pull up. If you notice, it's kind of making little V's. One thing that I want to teach you as your art teacher, trees are V's. And I feel like that's enough branches for our Japanese cherry blossom tree. Since we are finished with the brushes, there is a cup of water at the sink. I want you to put the brush inside of the water, give it 1, 2, 3 swirls, and then just leave it in the water to rest, and I will take care of it from there. This is an up-close view of what the Japanese cherry blossom trees look like. So if you notice, there are little hints of white and pink, maybe even a little bit of peach. So we're gonna be using Q-tips today to paint so that we can get all of those nice little colors and kind of dot them together just the way that it looks on the tree. Since the main color of the tree is pink, that's the first color we're gonna start with. You simply just need to dot your Q-tip in the paint. Most of the blossoms will come right at the end of your branches that you drew, and even some of them will float a little bit away from the branch just like that. So simply taking your pink, you're gonna go at the tip of each branch, cover up the branch, but also float some of those blossoms away. Now we're only gonna work one small section at a time because we want our colors to blend while the paint is wet. So after I get a section dotted with pink, I have 1, 2, 3 branches. Before I do anything over here, I'm gonna show you how to combine our other colors while that paint is still wet so that they blend together. Using the opposite end of your Q-tip, the next color we're gonna use is peach. And like I said, we wanna do this while that pink is still wet so that you don't just see peach. We want different variations of pink is what we're after, and the peach will blend nicely to make variations of that. You don't even have to go over all of the pink. Like I'm gonna leave some of it just pink, whereas other areas I'm gonna dot, dot, dot with my peach so that it makes kind of a different version of pink. So it looks something like that. You're gonna rest that Q-tip on a napkin because you wanna reuse it here in a little bit, but you need a new Q-tip so that you have something clean to dip in your white. So white's the last color we're gonna use. And again, I'm not doing this everywhere on the pink. I'm spreading it out just a little bit and making sure to kind of dot one area several times because that's what will get my colors to blend. And I'm not painting with it. I'm not making streaks in the paint. I'm making dots. This is a type of painting called pointillism. Pointillism is painting with small dots. So we're doing a pointillism painting technique while we are painting our Japanese cherry blossoms. You want some of the branches to show through just like that. That's what makes it look a little bit more realistic. And it looks something just like that. One thing about the cherry blossoms is that they look like they're almost flying off of the trees. And so if you don't have enough pink kind of spread out, then you can go around your main area and just kind of do some dotting around there and make it look like your blossoms are kind of falling off of the tree. Not too much though, just a little bit of gapping. We're gonna take our Japanese cherry blossom trees just the way that they are and put them on the drying rack. Keep them on your painting paper. And remember, when you use the drying rack, we start on the very bottom shelf. The next artist uses the next shelf up, and we work our way all the way from the bottom rack to the top rack, not skipping any rows. Your napkin that you were storing your Q-tips on, as well as your Q-tips, you may just fold them up just like that and put them in your table trash cans. I will come around and gather your paint plates. Now that our Japanese cherry blossom trees have had a chance to dry, we're going to be mounting them to a piece of construction paper today. I need the painting papers that we worked on, so those will go back to me. And then you get to pick from several colors. I'm going to be choosing black today, but I'll lay out some shades of pink and peach and other colors that you can choose for your background. We've already signed it and put our class, so we don't have to worry about that. The paper will kind of wrinkle, so try to get some of the wrinkles out of it. We're going to use glue sticks today. Remember, when you open your glue, you're allowed to screw it up one time so you have a little bit of glue to work with. And when you're gluing today, work quickly. It dries so fast. We always start with our rectangle on the outside edge first. We do a few lines in the middle. And then we finish off by doing the edges one more time. We quickly put it on the paper, looking to make sure that it's centered. The top and the bottom should be about equal, side to side, making sure it's straight, looking and going fast. Once you're happy with where it is, give it a smooth. It'll get some wrinkles in it, that's okay. Flip it over and give it a nice hard back massage. Any corners that don't get glued down, just put a little glue, take care of those. And now that the gluing is done, you may snap that cap and give it a nap.